Have you ever been sitting at your desk, staring at your sim rig thinking, why am I still stuck in the midfield after 20 races this week? Look, here's the thing. That feeling where you know you should be faster, smarter, better. But somehow, it never happens. That's literally me 2 years ago. I'd spend hours tweaking setups, memorizing breaking points, even watching pro streams. And yet, I kept making the same mistakes. I'd lose races I knew I could win just because of, well, my mindset. And if that's you too, stick around. Because today, we're going to fix that. My name is Jeffrey, and I spend way too much time thinking about mental habits that make sim races unstoppable. If you're someone who keeps grinding laps but never seems to climb the leaderboard, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because, honestly, you're about to discover why talent, setups, or even raw speed isn't what makes a sim racer truly dominate. Alright, here's the thing most people don't realize. Most sim racers focus on the wrong metrics. They obsess over milliseconds of lap time or tweaking the car's oversteer by half a degree, while totally ignoring the one thing that separates the good from the great: your mental habits. Today, I'm going to break down 7 of the most critical habits, and I promise these aren't your usual vague, stay-focused tips. These are habits backed by real psychology and real racing scenarios that you can implement today. So habit number 1, pre-race visualization. This is where it gets really interesting. Studies in sports psychology from both motorsport and general athletics show that athletes who mentally rehearse a performance improve actual execution by up to 23%. That's huge. Here's the thing. Most sim racers skip this. They just jump in the car, hit practice laps, and hope their brain somehow catches up. Look, I've done this, and it costs you races. What you need to do: spend 5 to 10 minutes before every session imagining the track, the corners, even where other drivers might be aggressive. Think through your braking points, your overtakes. Don't just visualize being fast. Visualize staying calm under pressure. When you encounter that first lap chaos, your brain has already rehearsed it, so you react instead of panicking. Habit 2, controlled aggression. Now, you might be thinking, Jeffrey, aggression in racing, isn't that reckless? That's exactly the point. Most people confuse aggression with chaos. Controlled aggression means you commit to overtakes, braking points, and defensive moves with confidence, but without spinning out. Here's an example. I was racing a sprint in iRacing, stuck behind someone who was slightly slower. Most people would either back off or dive too early and ruin the lap. The difference? I consciously planned my attack zone, watched their tendencies, and executed confidently. Result? Clean overtake and a gain of 0.8 seconds without risking a crash. Actionable tip: review past races and mark one corner where you always hesitate. Next session, practice committing to it with control. You'll notice your lap times drop and your racing confidence skyrockets. Habit 3, strategic patience. This is where I get slightly frustrated with the sim racing community. Everyone wants instant results, instant podiums, instant glory. But here's the reality. Races are long, and smart racers win by waiting for the right moment. Habit 4, self-reflection. Here's what most people don't realize. Laps aren't just about speed, they're data. And if you don't analyze it, you're basically guessing. After every session, review telemetry, watch replays, but more importantly, ask why you made a mistake. Was it overconfidence, tunnel vision, or maybe impatience? Pro tip: keep a racing journal. Log your errors, emotions, and decisions. Just 5 minutes per session builds an insane amount of self-awareness. Over a month, you'll notice patterns and start fixing recurring mistakes before they even cost you a lap. Habit 5 is something most people ignore: the mental reset. After a bad lap, here's what usually happens. Frustration sets in, hands tense up, and the next lap gets worse. You need to break that cycle. Breathe, refocus. Literally say to yourself, next lap is clean. Athletes in real racing do this constantly. In fact, according to a 2022 survey of esports racing pros, those who actively reset between laps reduced mistakes by 18%. Simple method. After a crash or poor lap, look away from the screen for 10 seconds, shake your hands, and take a deep breath. Reset, then attack. Habit 6. Consistency trumps raw speed. I see so many sim racers chasing that one perfect lap, but then they blow every other lap. Here's the insight. Over a race distance, consistent 132 laps will beat erratic 130 to 135 laps every time. So instead of obsessing over shaving milliseconds, focus on being predictable and disciplined. This reduces errors, fatigue, and stress, which are all huge mental factors in performance. Actionable tip: during practice, target a specific lap time range and hit it repeatedly. Not faster, not slower, just consistent. Your average will naturally improve, and your brain will build a rhythm that supports smarter driving. Finally, Habit 7. Growth mindset under pressure. This is where the psychology of winning truly comes into play. Most racers freeze under stress or blame luck. But the unstoppable ones? They see every mistake as a lesson and every setback as a chance to get stronger. Example, I once wrecked my podium in a league race because I misjudged a braking zone. Instead of rage quitting, I studied that corner for an hour. The next week, I overtook 2 cars cleanly in that same zone. That's growth mindset in action. Step you can take. After every race, write down 1 mistake and 1 solution. Do it religiously. Over a season, this compounds massively. You'll not just improve in speed, but in decision-making and focus under pressure. So those are the 7 mental habits that make sim racers truly unstoppable. Pre-race visualization, controlled aggression, strategic patience, self-reflection, mental reset between laps, prioritizing consistency, growth mindset under pressure. Here's the kicker. None of these habits require new equipment or expensive gear. They just require conscious effort, discipline, and a willingness to think differently about racing. Most people ignore them and wonder why they plateau. You now have a blueprint to actually climb the leaderboard, lap after lap. If you implement even 3 of these habits in your next week of racing, I guarantee you'll notice the difference. And if you want more actionable sim racing strategies, mindset hacks, and performance insights, hit that subscribe button and join the community. Remember, focus harder, race smarter, and every lap counts. See you on the track.